Good morning to all. Today I have take automobile engineering subject unit 3 transmission systems. These are the topics for unit 3 transmission systems. Introduction. Engine could be engaged and disengaged with the transmission systems smoothly without shock, so that the vehicle mechanism is not damaged and passenger does not feel inconvenience. A clutch is employed in automobiles for this purpose. Introduction about gearbox. The engines employed in automobiles are of very high speed. Hence, a speed reduction is necessary to reduce the speed to moderate level, as well as to get the required high torque while moving from rest. For this purpose, a gearbox is employed in automobiles. The motion of the crankshaft is transmitted to the gearbox through the clutch. The gearbox consists of a set of gears to change the speed according to the requirement. The motion is then transmitted to the propeller shaft from gearbox through a universal joint. The purpose of the universal joint is to connect two shafts at an angle for power transmission. The power is transmitted to the differential unit through another universal joint. Finally, the power is transmitted from differential to wheel through the rear end. The differential unit is used to provide the relative motion between two run wheels while the vehicle is taking a turn. General arrangement of power transmission. This is a diagram for power transmission system. Function or purpose of transmission system. It enables to running engine to be connected or disconnected from the driving wheel smoothly and without shock. It enables the leverage between engine and driving wheel. It enables the reduction of engine speeds. It enables the turn of the drive round through 90 degree. It enables the driving wheel to be driven at shaft speed. It serves as a safety device by slipping when the torque transmitted through exceeds a safety value, thus preventing the breakage of the parts in the transmission train. And next topic is clutch. Clutch is a mechanism used to connect or disconnect the engine from the rest of transmission element. It is located between engine and gearbox. During normal running and stationary position, it is always engaged conditions. The clutch is disengaged when the driver processes the clutch pedal. The clutch is disengaged for starting, changing gears, stopping and idling. When the clutch is engaged, the engine will be connected to the transmission and blow bomb engine to rim wheels through a transmission system. When the clutch disengaged, by pressing the clutch pedal, the engine will be disengaged from the transmission. Thus, power does not flow to rear wheels while the engine is still running. Functions of clutch. These are the functions of the clutch to permit the engagement or disengagement of a gear when the vehicle is stationary and engine is running. To transmit the engine power to rear wheels smoothly without shocks to the transmission system when the vehicle is in motion. To permit the engaging of the gears when the vehicle is in motion without damaging the gear wheels. These are the characteristics or requirement of the clutch must have the following requirements. First one is it should be capable of transmitting maximum torque of the engine, and the clutch should be able to engage gradually and positively without the occurrence and sudden jerks. The clutch should ensure the dissipation of heat sufficiently which the generated during the operation. The clutch should be dynamically balanced to the vibration in transmission systems. And then the size of the clutch should be as small as possible so that it will occupy minimum space. In order to reduce the effective clamping load on the car, thrust bearing as well as wear on it, a provision should be made for clutch freely pedal play. A suitable mechanism should be incorporated within a clutch for damaging or vibration and elimination of noise produced during the transmission. The clutch must have type of clutches. These are the types of clutches is classified into 10 types. 10 types clutches are available. First of all, we will discuss friction clutches. Friction clutches classified into 3 different types: single plate clutch, multi plate clutch and cone clutch. The multi plate clutch also classified into 2 types: wet clutch, dry clutch. Cone clutch classified into internal cone clutch, external cone clutch. And second clutch type is centrifugal clutch, and third type is semi-centrifugal clutch, and fourth one is a coil pressure spring clutch, and fifth one is a conical pressure spring clutch, conical spring clutch or diaphragm clutch. Conical spring clutch classified into 2 types: tapered spring clutch, ground spring clutch, and then positive clutch dog and spline clutch, hydraulic clutch, vacuum clutch, electromagnetic clutch and overrunning clutch. These are the type of the clutches. First we will discuss single plate clutch. This is a diagram for single plate clutch. A single plate clutch is most commonly used in motor vehicle such as a car, trucks and tractors. The construction and the different components of this type of clutch is shown in figure. A single plate clutch consists of a flywheel, clutch plate, friction or pressure plate, clutch cover, release lever, bearing and clutch shaft. The various parts of the clutch are explained below. The component of the clutch is, first of all, the flywheel is a mounting on the surface of the clutch. The flywheel will rotates as the engine crankshaft rotates. The friction or pressure plate is bolted to the flywheel face. The clutch disc is clamped and held against the flywheel by spring action of the friction or pressure plate. The face of the flywheel is precision machined to a smooth surface. A face of the flywheel is touches the clutch disc is made of iron. Pilot bearing. The pilot bearing or pushing is pressed into the end of the crankshaft to support end of the transmission into shaft. Clutch plate or disc plate. It is one of the important driving members of the single plate clutch. A clutch disc is the plate between flywheel and friction or pressure plate. It has a series of facing inverted on both sides to increase the friction. The clutch facing are made of asbestos material. They are highly wear and heat resistant. This is clutch plate diagram. The clutch plate consists of a central hub machined with internal spilines to limit the axial travel along the spilined gearbox during shaft. This is a multi-plate clutch diagram. This is multi-plate clutch diagram. The multi-plate clutches are used in heavy vehicles with racing cars and motorcycles for transmitting high torque. As compared to single plate clutch, this type of clutch is smoothly and easy to operate due to their assembly of friction surfaces contact. It may be used where the space is very limited. The multi-plate clutch of small size transmit approximately the same torque as a single plate clutch of twice the diameter. The clutches may be wet or dry type. When the clutch of this type of operated in a bath of oil, it is called wet clutch. But this oil emerged wet clutches are generally used in conjunction with a part of automatic transmission. The total number of clutch plates is divided into two sets. One set of plates slides in grooves on the flywheel and